Today I'm going to show you how to make this really easy, simple crochet belt. We work a series of double crochets and spaces to create a really nice, simple look. The belt can be made to any length that you desire, can be tied around your waist, or you can thread one end through one of these spaces to create the look. It's a super cute, super fast crochet project. For this project, you'll need some 4-weight acrylic or cotton yarn. I am using some of this Basic Stitch antimicrobial yarn by Lion Brand. It is a 4-weight yarn. This colorway is called Lavender Mist, and the yarn is actually 65% recycled polyester and 35% Amicor acrylic. So you can use whatever yarn really that you want, and you can use whatever hook best goes with that yarn. I will be using a 5mm crochet hook for this project. You'll also need scissors and a yarn needle to weave in your ends. We're going to start with a slip knot on our hooks, and we're going to work a chain of 12. There's my chain of 12. In the first stitch, so we're going to skip that first chain where our yarn is coming out of. Into that next chain, we're going to work a single crochet. So you want to put your hook into that chain, drop a loop, yarn over back through 2, that's a single crochet. And we're going to work a single crochet into each chain all the way back down our foundation chain. So row 1 is just a single crochet into each chain. You should have 11 single crochet stitches at the end of row 1. For row 2, we want to work a double crochet row. To start, we're going to turn our work, and in order to keep our edges nice and straight, we want to work a stacked single crochet into that very first single crochet. So where your yarn is coming out of, that is going to be your first stitch. So I'm going to kind of move it to the side. I'm going to put my hook right into that very first stitch, and I'm going to work a single crochet. So I'm going to draw up a loop, yarn over back through 2. There's my first single crochet. In order to get the height of a double crochet, we're going to work another single crochet on top of this first single crochet. We have 2 bars here, one on the right and one on the left. You want to work into this left-sided bar. So we're going to put our hook right into that bar, pull up a loop, and yarn over back through 2. And that gives us the height of a double crochet. You can also do a chain 3 that will act as a double crochet, but sometimes you get a little bit of a gap by doing that. So we want to try to keep our edges a little bit more straight, since we're not going to be putting any kind of a border on this belt. So our 2 single crochets, our stacked single crochets, count as our first double crochet. Into the next stitch, we're going to work a double crochet. So yarn over back through 2, yarn over back through 2. We have 2 double crochets. We're going to chain 1, and that chain 1 will act as our chain space on our belt. Skip the next stitch and work a double crochet into the next 2. So I'm skipping that stitch right here, and into the next stitch I'm going to work my double crochet, and into the very next stitch a double crochet, chain 1, that's our middle space, skip 1, double crochet into the next, and double crochet into the next. We're going to do this one more time because I have my 2 spaces here. We're going to create one last space, so chain 1, skip the next, and into those very last 2 chains or stitches we're going to work a double crochet into each of them. So the spaces are created by a chain 1, skip 1, and then you double crochet into the other stitches, just like that. For row 3, we're going to go ahead and chain 1, turn into that very first stitch where we just chained out of, work a single crochet. That chain 1 that we do when we turn does not count as a stitch. Single crochet into the next stitch. So you're working a single crochet over those 2 double crochets from the previous row. Into the chain 1 space, work a single crochet. Into the next 2 double crochets, work a single crochet. This row 3 is just all single crochets. Into that chain 1 space, we're going to work a single crochet. Into the next 2 stitches, we're going to work a single crochet. So you just work a single crochet all the way down. Now we have our double crochet here and our stacked single. We need a single crochet into the top of each of those stitches. So there's my first single crochet, and then here's the top of the stacked single, and I'm just going to go right into that top of that stitch to complete row 3. So we're just going to repeat rows 2 and 3 over and over again until you get whatever desired length that you need for this belt. So we'll do this one more time together. We're on a row 2, which is our starting with our stacked single. So we're going to turn without chaining 1. We're going to turn, get that yarn out of the way, and work right into that very first stitch. Place a single crochet, and then to do our stacked single, we're going to work into that left-sided bar and work a single right on top of our first single crochet. A double crochet into the next stitch, chain 1, skip 1, double crochet into the next 2 stitches, chain 1, skip 1, double crochet into the next 2, chain 1, skip 1, we've got 2 stitches left. I'm going to work a double crochet into those last 2 stitches. Now we get to repeat row 3. So chain 1, row 3 always starts with the chain 1, and you're always working right back into that very first stitch with a single crochet, and then a single crochet into each stitch, and the chain 1s count as a stitch. You just put a single crochet into each stitch all the way across. And there's our stacked single on the very end. Work a single crochet into the top of that stitch, and that is the pattern repeat. You want to end on a single crochet row, so you're going to end on a row 3, but you want to repeat rows 2 and 3 over and over and over until you get your desired length. I worked my repeat until I had a belt of about 46 to 48 inches. You can of course make your belt much longer or even much shorter depending on the size that you're looking for. And to wear it, you can either tie it like a shoelace where you would just knot it and be on your way, or maybe even if it's long enough you could work a bow into it, or you can thread one end by folding it over like that, putting it around your waist and finding the nearest space to thread that other end through. And you want to be kind of gentle with this as you're pulling it to kind of cinch it around your waist. But those chain one spaces, because they're all along the entire belt, you would pick any one that you wanted. I like to go for the ones in the middle, but you of course can put it in any chain one space, however you want the fit to be. And then you have it easily around your waist by using one of those chain one spaces as a belt hole. And we've got a nice, cute, functional crochet belt. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you want to see more tutorials from me, I will link all of my knit and crochet tutorials in a link down below, so check that out. And until next time, happy crocheting everyone. Bye.